Hello, I'm Jeff Paulhemus with C.E.H.A, the Connecticut Environmental Health Association, and today we're here to demonstrate a pre-construction septic system layout inspection, commonly known as the staking inspection. At this point in the process, we've already been to this site to conduct soil testing. That included 3 deep hole test pits and a perk test. We've also received a design plan from a licensed septic installer. We've reviewed and approved that plan with the condition that we conduct this pre-construction site visit to verify the dimensions on site match those presented on the plan, and to verify and record the proposed depth into grade for the system elements. Let's get started. For this design, our installer has proposed 3 stone and pipe trenches, each 55 feet long, and he set them at 8 foot on center as required for all 4 foot by 1 foot stone trenches. He has set offset stakes at each end of the system, down there and here, which is important with a fill system to offset the end stakes for the trenches. He's also been kind enough to set up his laser for us so we can shoot and record elevations, and he set a benchmark in the tree downslope, so there's a fixed reference point for all of our future inspections and for reference throughout the construction of the system. The soil conditions on this lot indicated that we have modeling as an indication of high groundwater at 28 inches deep in the 3 test holes that were conducted. And the perk rate was 6 minutes per inch in the perk test. That allows our trenches to go a maximum of 10 inches into grade. So we're here to verify that the proposed elevations for the trenches are set right for the conditions on site. We'll record those elevations and make sure that they will allow gravity flow from the existing septic tank that does not need to be replaced. So the first step in the process is to turn on our laser, and we're going to shoot an elevation of the benchmark and record that elevation. Then we'll come back and we'll shoot grade shots along the length of each of the proposed trenches. Then we'll do some math. The rod reading for the benchmark will be based on the height of the laser instrument today, and that elevation is 6.4. Many installers, engineers, and surveyors, when laying out their system, will set stakes at locations representing the center line of a trench or leaching row. This particular installer has chosen to mark the upper edge or uphill edge of his trench with his stakes. And that's going to make it easier for us to establish the proper depth into grade. If these were marked for center lines, then we would want to take grade shots upslope of that center line at a location that represents the upper edge, which will be the deepest part of the system. And that's just going to make the math easier to be accurate in setting the depth into grade for this trench. Before we take the time to shoot elevations for depth into grade, we want to make sure that the separating distances are all being met in accordance with the technical standards and the plan. We've measured out from the pond from 2 different directions. We were concerned about proximity, but we have our 50-foot separation from the pond to the lowest edge of the lowest trench. And at the far end of the system by the pine tree, we've measured back from the closest edge of the pond to make sure we also have our 50-foot setback distance met. We are well over 25 feet from the house, so we're not too concerned with the footing drain separating distance. And our well location is verified behind the house at greater than 75 feet. We've stretched a long tape measure from one offset stake to the other for the upper trench in this system. And 10 feet in from our offset stake will be the beginning of this trench. So we want to shoot an elevation of existing grade at this location and a few other locations along this same line representing the uphill edge of the upper trench. After recording grade elevations for trench 1, we'll repeat the process for the second and third trench. With these measurements, we can determine the highest point along each trench, then calculate the relative elevation of the trench bottoms set 10 inches into grade for each trench. For more in-depth discussion of these and other field calculations, please be sure to watch our video on site math. Thanks for watching. and be sure to check out our other instructional videos on septic system installations.